Hey there, welcome to Millennium.Milestone Presents, a site dedicated to storytelling in books, movies, video games, and other exciting genres. We're coming at you today with the release of the trailer for The Last of Us Season 2, the second one, prior to the release coming up in April. And we are given a look further into the series as we know some of these story elements from the original video game will be adapted a little slightly differently from what we know. And we still have some doubts about where this is going. Why would I say that? Well, not that I want to add a sour note to at least some exciting news that we're trying to start, but maybe just get it out of the way and get on to at least the more exciting bit. Neil Druckmann went on an interview recently and unfortunately gave the news that apparently we will not be seeing a Last of Us Part 3 for the video game series, which is disappointing but not surprising, unfortunately, based on news I've been hearing a lot about this. Later on, I am going to be touching on the overall feel of Neil Druckmann and his involvement with The Last of Us, both Part 1 and 2. I just don't want to add anything negative to it right now because that's going to be saved for a much different video that deserves its own moment in time. Before I go any further, I do want to mention that there are minor spoilers for the series mentioned. If you don't want to have anything spoiled, then please click away right now. The trailer wastes no time setting the tone. While we are not sure if this is 5 years or less, Ellie, now older and hardened, is on a mission. Revenge is in the air, and if you played the game, you know exactly why. But even if you haven't, the tension is palpable. The quiet safety of Jackson, Wyoming is shattered as new threats emerge, including the arrival of Abby, a character whose presence alone hints at devastating consequences. We also get a glimpse of the wider world, violent factions like the Washington Liberation Front, or WLF for short, and the Seraphites, a vicious religious cult battling the other faction. Included in the trailer, we see more infected monsters like the Stalkers and Bloaters, along with this badass scene from Tommy. There's also a growing sense that Ellie's journey will be even darker than before. Then there's Joel. The way Ellie looks at him, the way she says, "You swore," that one line carries the weight of everything left unsaid between them. Another section that caught my attention was the appearance of Joe Pantoliano, who will portray Eugene, a minor character that was mentioned in gameplay conversations of The Last of Us Part 2. What has my attention is this scene of Eugene and Joel together and what ends up happening here with Joel having his rifle up. While this might be a red herring to make it seem like Joel is threatening Eugene, we'll have to wait and see in episodes coming out in April whether that turns out to be the case. Visually, the trailer is stunning. Snow-covered landscapes, chaotic action sequences, eerie, haunting moments that make it clear this season is going to hold back. The Last of Us Season 2 is shaping up to be an emotional roller coaster ride in more ways than one. We're all just along for the ride, unfortunately, and while I am happy to see another Last of Us Season 2, I will admit my excitement for the series is deflated by Neil Druckmann's announcement. I was hoping that one day there would be a way to rectify some of the wrongs done in The Last of Us Part 2, but it appears that it will not be the case. The only possible hope is that Neil Druckmann's bloated desire to become a Hollywood big shot will result in a better story going forward in Season 3 and onward if it goes further. I'm not holding my breath to that possibility, but I do want to see this series get better and at least find a better way to overcome the criticism that the Part 2 video game suffered from fans not pleased with the outcome of its storytelling. As I mentioned, I am working on a video touching on the history of the Last of Us video game franchise, and will touch on my overall feelings of how it went from my perspective. Those are my final thoughts for the trailer. If you liked the video, please like, share, and subscribe, and you best better believe I'll be back.